Your internal world is the one thing that you can always rely on. You can always go within, tap into your own internal energy to change your state at any time. And this is what leads to true balance in your life. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so that you can magnetize your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos. Make sure you grab my free ejaculation control guide. There's a link in the video description below. Semen retention is self-mastery, and I'm going to get into that in this video. So many people in this world are completely dependent on external circumstances, external things and material things. You know, it's nice to have a lot of money, to have a nice car, to have an attractive girlfriend, you know, but at any point these things can be completely taken away from us, you know, and then what are you left with, you know, when you've placed your entire world on these things around you, then you've placed your center of reference in the outside world, and then that gets taken away, and then you suffer. You know, you're left maybe heartbroken, or you're broke, and you don't have these things that you relied upon to feel fulfilled in your life, right? And so this is a common thing worldwide. People are overly identified with the outside world and never really reaching true satisfaction in their lives, because all of their supposed happiness and contentment is completely due to these external circumstances, which again can be removed at any time. And when you start to practice semen retention, when you start to practice meditation, you start to tune back in to this internal world. There's an entire universe within our bodies. And many of us forget this because we're so identified with the external world. We're just projecting all of our energy to this world outside of us, which is really just an illusion. And so we forget to maintain our own internal state of being, to maintain our internal energy. And this leads to great imbalances within us. You know, when you practice, when you have some sort of internal practice, you know, through meditation, through yoga, through qigong, tai chi, you have a method of tuning into your internal world, making that your primary reference point. And this way you're able to manage your emotions, to manage even your hormonal levels, your energy, and to reach deeply altered states of consciousness by tuning into your internal world. And then you're not completely dependent on what's happening out here, because, you know, again, what's happening out here can change at any time. It's constantly changing, but your internal world is the one thing that you can always rely on. You can always go within, tap into your own internal energy to change your state at any time. And this is what leads to true balance in your life. Now, I'm not saying that you should completely let go of everything in the outside world. You know, that's kind of the more Buddhist approach, but I believe that it's about managing and harmonizing both the internal and the external. You know, many of us have forgotten the path of self-mastery. You know, the yogis, right? The Taoists, the spiritual masters of the past understood the importance of having self-mastery, you know, spending periods of time in meditation, going within, gaining mastery over the body and the mind. Because so many people are completely enslaved by their minds, you know, and this is what leads men to be addicted to porn, to seek out shallow sex, to be constantly ejaculating their life force away. They're controlled by their minds. They don't know how to control their mind, how to control their impulses. And this takes training. This is what self-mastery is all about. It's about having a practice where you're tuning in to your mind, tuning into your body, and seeing where these desires are really coming from. Why are you being driven to do these things that are depleting your energy? And when you develop this state of self-mastery, then all of a sudden, you're not so likely to give in to these impulses that are controlling your life, these addictions, these patterns of depleting your energy. Semen retention is a path of self-mastery because this represents, you know, one of the biggest forces in our life is our sex drive. And when that's constantly leading you to seek out porn, seek out shallow sex, masturbate, ejaculate your energy out into the world around you, losing this energy, then you are not in control of yourself. And by practicing semen retention, you start to stop these patterns, start to stop these self-sabotaging patterns. This takes tremendous willpower. This takes tremendous discipline. And so the discipline and the willpower that it takes to practice semen retention, it changes you. And all of a sudden you become a master of your world. You're no longer going to give into porn addiction. You're no longer going to deplete yourself of energy every day. You start to build your energy. You start to gain mastery of your internal energy. You know, the classics say the chi flows where the mind goes. The chi is our internal energy, the life force. And when your mind is always out here in the external world, trying to reach out and grab things, you're always scattering your energy. This leaves you depleted. It leaves you powerless. But when you begin to keep your awareness within your body, you spend periods of time in meditation, you hold your awareness within your body, you contain your energy, you start to build this energy up. And now you become powerful and you become a master of your internal world and your external world, because the external is a reflection of what's happening in your internal world. It's a mirror. So worldwide, we have this pattern of people working very, very hard to change their external circumstances while completely neglecting their bodies, completely neglecting their internal world. And this leads to this worldwide health crisis. We have both a health crisis of, people being unhealthy, physically unhealthy, cancer, all these diseases worldwide, and also a health crisis of our planet. We've depleted the planet of its resources. The oceans are dying. The air quality is getting very poor. The topsoil is depleted. Our planet's dying. Let's face it, we're killing our planet. And this is really a reflection of what's happening in our bodies, what's happening in our society, because we're cells in this cosmic organism, and how we interact with each other really determines the fate of our world. We can give into selfishness and keep acting out these old patterns of greed, of violence and hatred, or we can release these patterns. All these patterns that we're carrying in our DNA that were handed down to us from our ancestors. We have all these memories of fear, these unconscious patterns we're acting out, memories of hatred, and so many people are just repeating these patterns. So the only thing that's going to change our world in this time is if we start to release these old patterns. You don't have to act out on the hatred of your ancestors. You don't have to carry the fears of your ancestors. You can change the pattern. You can change it in this time. And that's really what's going to save our planet in this time. So practicing semen retention is a very important step for men to step into their masculine power, gain control of their internal world, and therefore start to change the world around them. If you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Have a great day, my friend.